Hey, folks, welcome to the Legendary Connection live with Lonzo, the Godfather of West Coast hip hop. On the East Coast, I got my man, the good Doc. What's up, Doc?
What's up, Lonzo? How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. Down there in the muddy Mississippi, we got Miss B. What's up, Miss B?
That's Miss B on the third coast. I'm doing good, pretty good.
Third Coast, that's right. Third Coast, muddy Mississippi. What's up with you, baby?
Connecting the West Coast to the East Coast. I'm good. Godfather of West Coast hip hop. Thank you.
That's a good thing.
Thank
I see
you,
we got
Dre.
my boy Ryan and G. Armstrong in the house also, making things happen for us. Talk to me, folks. What we got today?
We got our chat. Don't forget our chat till our chat
The
has
chat
shown
was
up
lit
and
up.
ready.
I was over there in the YouTube channel for a minute trying to find John. I see Marlon. I see all the fellas over there. All the usual suspects over there in the chat room.
I love the chat. They doing good.
We got a great group of connectors. What can we say? This is a busy week, man. So much is going on. So many things are happening. So many people are really getting caught up in it. But let's start off with some congratulations first. Big congratulations to Queen Latifah, who just got a Kennedy honor. The first woman of hip hop has a now Kennedy honor handed by President Biden to her directly. Big shout out to Queen Latifah, Billy Crystal, Barry Gibb from the world famous Bee Gees, who Queen Latifah said, "Who is he?" And of course, the legend herself, the one, the only. She can make you walk. When you see her walking down the street, and I'd start to cry each time we meet.
All that singing shit, I told you about that shit. Leave that shit alone.
Look, man, you ain't
that
helping
is
it.
not your forte,
He did it on the slide swinging.
He doing that shit. He trying to slide that shit in every week. You trying to slide in a kid to a couple of bars. Leave that singing shit alone. I told you about that.
At the Apollo, Dre. At the Apollo.
Anyway.
In New York and the Apollo in the same zip code, you got action singing. Oh, no. I'm the fan man of that one. Hell no. Give me the Sandman.
Stay off my back and I'll stay off yours. Simplest plain, the legend herself, Dionne Warwick, was given a Kennedy honor in D.C. from President Biden. Big shout out to all the notable people who are recognized.
Congratulations.
Great thing. Another great thing, well, not a great thing, but I have to acknowledge this because this man put so many great shows on television, like Good Times, like The Jeffersons, All in the Family, Maude, and of course the iconic Sanford and Son. Norman Lear passed at the age of 101. Congratulations, and we will miss you, Norman Lear.
Wait. Why are you congratulating him on dying?
That's controversy,
Why are you congratulating him on dying?
You didn't even hear the shit. I said congratulations, Norman Lear, for doing such a great job of bringing those shows to life.
It all depends on who you ask, man. He a bad boy, don't get me wrong, but some of that stuff came out of some suspicious situations. I'm gonna leave it like that. I don't want to get killed.
There was a huge controversy with John Amos and Norman Lear.
That would debate all that.
Of course, but look, I'm not here to do the debate. I'm just acknowledging what was done. Now, if you want to debate, that's another show. Right now, John Amos famously left Good Times because he felt the show wasn't progressing forward with Jimmy J.J. Walker. But he did also put out Sherman Hemsley and The Jeffersons, which was one of the longest running sitcoms in the history of television, which was a spinoff of All in the Family, which famously had Sammy Davis Jr. on with Carol O'Connor, who played Archie Bunker, the world's famous bigot at the time. And then you got to also, like I said, give credit to Norman Lear for Sanford and Son, which was a show called Steptoe and Son from England. But you can't compare Lamont and Fred, Grady, Bubba, and the rest of that huge, wonderful cast, especially Aunt Esther and Woody the Wino. What can you say? There's always going to be controversy when it comes to things like that. He also created different strokes.
I don't care no more. I'm tired of talking about his ass. I'm tired of talking about his ass.
Then talk, what do you got to say?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think Lonzo got a story. I don't know.
Black
Yeah,
folks.
Lonzo.
What the fuck?
You got it. Let it out.
No, because all them folks. Wait. All the folks he just mentioned, Richard, Fred Sanford, Aunt Esther, all them folks played in clubs that they used to play at Dudos back in the day. I know people that know them. My good friend, I used to date Rollo's daughter. Me and Rollo was very tight. What's his name? Shit, Nathaniel Taylor. We was very tight until the day he died, and he told me he gave me a lot of insight on that very situation. And that shit was a slave ship, Doc. It was a straight slave ship.
Because the great.
Wait. I'm talking. Thank you very much. I ain't said nothing in 5 minutes, but I'm gonna say something now. If he had to buy his own clothes, he had to spend his own money to buy his own clothes. They wouldn't give him a wardrobe budget. So I'm telling you what I know firsthand. So it's hard for me to sit here and praise somebody who treated black folks differently than they treated as white folks. That's all.
Oh, wow.
Continue.
I can agree because I was on Yo on TV Raps, the #1 show on the network, and I used to buy my own clothes until they finally said, Dre, give us a receipt and we'll pay you back for your wardrobe. So I know what the feeling is.
Like that.
Excuse me, I understand what you're saying, but let's look at the dates and times when this came out. And it was unfortunate, but I have to give Red Fox a lot of credit for hiring Paul Mooney to write for Sanford and Son, because Red Fox acknowledged they couldn't write Black stories, Asian stories, people of color, Spanish stories. He went and got people that could do that to write for him, for Sanford and Son. So that's why I say
the fight was on. The fight was it wasn't no easy fight either. It was a major fight.
It was a major fight.
He had to quit because they couldn't cut it.
He quit. Sanford and Son. He quit or almost quit.
He eventually did quit.
Yes,
because at some point in time he quit because it was giving him so much hard time. And if you remember, it went from Sanford and Son, something like Sanford Arms or something like that. And Fred and Grady was trying to hold the show down by themselves because Fred Sanford, like, man, I'm out of here.
I barely kind of remember that. I do.
You mean Demond Wilson and Grady Whitman Mayo held down. It was called Sanford. It was called Sanford because when Red Fox quit, it was the #1 show on television. That shows you just how he said, no, I demand respect and demand
at the peak of his career. Wow. Dang.
Yeah,
that's wow.
But like I said, it's real hard for me to sit here and praise somebody who praise a situation that just dogged people out because it was a different time. It still ain't no excuse for my book. That's just me. I'm funny style like that.
I respect that.
Especially when you know the players.
I'm praising the man. I'm showing you.
Hey, cool. He cool. Gave some brothers some checks, but I'm out.
So he gave us Esther Roll, who eventually ended up being the lead characters in Good Times from Maude. He brought us Sherman Hemsley as George Jefferson and Wheezy, off to become the longest running show, The Jeffersons. He gave us Gary Coleman and Todd Bridges for Different Strokes and Conrad Bade. So, I mean, I'm not praising him. I'm saying acknowledging all the other stars that came out of it. I think he also did Different Strokes and the other show with Kim
with Tootie.
Kim
with Tootie. What was the show? The name of that show?
He was a man for his era. I ain't mad about that. You got to give him that much credit. But I understand when you see you pull behind the curtain and see that the wizard was a dog to a lot of black folks, it's real hard for me to sit here and just, oh yeah, he was all good. No, it wasn't all good. It wasn't all good. But anyway, go ahead, man. I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Who did Give Me a Break right quick with Nell Carter?
I don't know.
No, that wasn't him.
Wow. Y'all done blew me away as a younger person.
So he did One Day at a Time. But again, it's not the praise. I'm just acknowledging, the people of African American performers who had opportunities. They may not have been the best, but they
dug up a can of worms, Dre. You dug up a lot
can of worms. A lot of them cats was already bad. They just weren't on television yet. He put them on TV.
Yes,
here in LA, Fred Sanford was working regularly. So was
Red Fox.
Leroy, because Red Fox was working here. He had a big old building on La Brea. I'm talking. I know you know, but I'm giving you some first-hand shit that I know for a fact. He had his own production company right there on La Brea. It was Red Fox something or another. He was at Dudo's. I remember him at Dudo's because he was signed to Dutone Records. That was one of the first. Red Fox was one of the first acts on Dutone Records. The guy that owned Dudo's Music Center in Compton, and so was Richard and Willie. So was LaWanda. All the folks. They was already celebrities. And Fred Sanford brought them up to Sanford and Son because they worked together in the Chitlin circuit here in L.A. That's how they got their break. It wasn't because of Norman here. Fred Sanford knew all these guys. Everybody you saw on Sanford and Son, except for maybe Lamont, was already working, and they had established. They had record contracts. Red Fox was doing Vegas, so he was already on his way. He was like 40. He was like 44, 44, 45 or something like that when he started doing Sanford and Son. But he's already established in the game. Just some inside shit that I know. Because again, I dated Rollo's daughter for that. I was going to marry her. Shit, fine, beautiful sister. I know the whole family, and like I said before, just real hard.
She should be Rollo's daughter. Rollo was smooth. Somebody said,
he was my favorite character. That's why we got so cool.
You wouldn't have been able to marry Rollo's daughter because Rollo didn't have a daughter.
Rollo got 4 daughters.
Dummy.
Look, that was good. Now, Dre, that was good. Fred Sanford, what she just did was good.
I know.
Rollo got 4 daughters, 4 beautiful daughters.
I got to look them up.
Matter of fact,
well, make me call. I can't call them on this system right here. I'll call them up right now. I can't call them on the Zoom call. With my system, I can call.
Let's get next week then.
You could on speakerphone. What's Leroy and Skillet legends? Leroy and Skillet. That's in the chat.
Leroy and Skillet was the 2 guys. They were the 2 cats that played Bubba. They was Bubba and the other guy on Sanford.
Grady, Julio. There was quite a few folks.
Whitman Mail, Grady had a travel agency right there in Manchester for years. That's where he put his money into a travel agency. Bubba was a part of a 2-man act called Skillet and Leroy. LaWanda Page, if you see LaWanda Page was everywhere in LA. If you see old pictures of her, she was not Aunt Esther all the time. Wanda Page was a stripper. She was a dancer before she became Aunt Esther, and she was a fine son of a gun before they put their makeup in the wig.
She was close to Red Fox from down south, and because they were like really, really, really close. Like they was
fucking. That's why they was close. That's how close they was.
That's real close. That's real.
They were real close. Yeah, they was doing the nasty.
If you want to say that, I would put the word allegedly in there just in case.
Allegedly, according to my sources, that was one of his girls. Okay.
So that was foreplay when they was cussing each other, when they was blessing each other out. That was foreplay.
Allegedly, according to my sources, they was bumping uglies. Let's put it like that.
They were real close.
It was very close. Any closer, they've been the same person.
Depend on which picture in the what
that week.
I'm a Sutra book.
I forgot who Woody. Wait a minute, wasn't the guy who played Woody the Wino with Bubba who played Leroy and Skillet? Wasn't that?
Was that Skillet?
He was Skillet because that whole show was all connected through Red.
Skillet and Leroy.
And the guys who played the police officers.
He was right. Comedy and Skillet with Ernest Mahan, who appeared with.
Hold on, I tell you, I'm trying to show him.
Okay, you guys. So my grandma
right now. Hold on there. Hold on. I'm trying to images. Hold on there.
Dre, you supposed to do Fred Sanford now?
No. Skillet and Leroy. What you call it? Skillet and Leroy. They was on some Dolomite type shit.
Oh my gosh, Dolomite.
They was doing a lot of party records back in the day.
Yeah.
That was they did all the party records about okra eaters. I'm looking at some of their stuff right now. That shit was funny too.
Party records.
They were the comedy.
Tell us what party records are. Party records.
Party records back in the day, man, was something they were comedy records, and they would tell stories. They would live out. They would do skits, just like back in the day, man. When you was back in the day, they had radio shows were live stories being told. They would have a whole story with sound effects, the whole 9 yards. And party records took that same concept and made it put it on records. They would have situation comedies. It was like situation comedies because black folks wasn't on TV yet, and they could do those skits and stuff like that with sound effects, the whole 9 yards. And my mom and them had a bunch of them. My mom and dad had a bunch of them back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And
I had a bunch.
That was they were they were the shit back in the day, man. They were the shit.
On stage, they would do stuff like that and then just press it out and make it a record. Paul Mooney talks about that in his book. And who else? When I had an opportunity, I talked to Little Richard Penniman, the actual true architect and king of rock and roll. He told all those kind of stories because they all played those Chitlin Circuit clubs, and they couldn't get away with some of the stuff that they were doing because they would get arrested for cursing and doing all that stuff. That's why Red Fox was like the king of switching slurs and moving things, doing stuff. Because if they kind of got caught, they could be arrested. It was, stupid, dumb rules back in those days.
But back then, you couldn't buy these records. If you were 18 years old.
You know somebody.
Okay, Blowfly is in the chat. What's Blowfly? It's in the chat.
Blowfly is the master player. He said the socks and soul to your ass. Guys and girls, little maggots and faggots, gonna rap in your ear till your ass gets ragged.
Blowfly, Dolomite, Skillet and Leroy, Richard and Willie, all these guys were from that era when they made a comedy record. Rap has been around forever.
Yeah, I was gonna ask where did they come in because Dolomite rhymed and whatnot.
They weren't dance records. They were just shit talking records. That made them a little bit different. They would just talk a bunch of shit, and you couldn't dance to a Dolomite record. You couldn't dance to a Blowfly record. It was just somebody talking. A lot of times they had like a bongo beat or something like that in the background, and it just was some. They called it signifying.
Like the Last Poets would do stuff with that, where you'd have people playing congas and beats, and then they would do a rhyme. That's how Bandini Brown hooked up with Muhammad Ali, because he had the rhymes and he gave them to Ali, and Ali would say the rhymes because Ali had broken rhymes, but Bandini came and gave him, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, rumble, young man.
Don't tell me that, Dre.
That's the truth.
That wasn't Ali. Don't tell me that. Oh man, see,
Ali had like pieces because everybody knew of these things, but Bandini refined it for him so he would be able to tell when he was going to knock somebody out and what round. But Ali was a genius.
Man, all right, thank you. Dang, y'all let us know a lot. Y'all got the tea. Do y'all call it tea? What y'all serving up? Is that tea? What you're serving? Or what is it called? A beer?
This here is Kool-Aid, baby. This is better. It's Kool-Aid.
Legendary Kool-Aid.
You can either get the fruit punch. You can go grape on yourself. And if you're
the red Kool-Aid. Okay.
So when you done done some shit, or you've been around for a while, you get to experience a lot of shit firsthand. And that's the advantage of being a grown ass man in this era and time. I know where the shit came from the first time. So when you ride down the street, and I remember before I even rented Dudos, before I even set foot in Dudos, my daddy would go see Richard and Willie, Skillet and Leroy at Dudos Music Center in Compton. And you got to understand, when you start talking about places like Dudos Music Center is on a street called Central Avenue. And it runs through Compton, but it also runs through LA, all the way downtown LA to downtown LA. And if you ever see the movie Devil in a Blue Dress with them.
Yes.
Red and grape Kool-Aid in the chat.
Did Lonzo break out?
Yeah, he's frozen.
Okay, yeah. He was talking about
Devil Kool-Aid.
And of course the great Don Cheadle and company. And they talk about those clubs that ran together. There was like a bunch of them. Before there was the Comedy Store, there was these comedy shows, especially for Black comics and talent that would work out their routines, and they would do shows together. It was great, 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 great. I mean, I didn't live there, but I heard about it. But I also got the experience of getting those records from those. Like I remember when I first time I heard "Which Way Is Up," not "Which Way Is Up," That Nigga's Crazy with Richard Pryor. But Richard Pryor did a bunch of little shorter records on different labels,
right?
And then that first big break with That Nigga's Crazy.
David Chappelle talked about all of his influences that he had, and I had no idea he was a church kid, but he named everybody y'all named. He named them and whatnot, and he discovered them and he was too young to know who Richard Pryor was beyond Superman, and then he had to go back and find them and say, okay, all right. Then that inspired him too, Richard. Because some people didn't know him.
He didn't know. He just wasn't born at that moment.
That was his story.
These early 70s baby. He's not like I'm born in, excuse the expression, since nobody said happy birthday to me. I'm not.
Yes, Dr. Dre, I've been don't make it look like we ain't said happy birthday.
Look, I didn't say.
I called his ass on the phone.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not. You're not gonna get us canceled.
Bernadette called me the day of my birthday. Ryan called me the day of my birthday. The Ola man himself, Greg, called me the day of my birthday, and of course, the great Snowman himself hit me up. Now, Snowman was the second person to say happy birthday to me on my birthday. He called me at 11:57, 3 minutes before my day. It was a lot of fun.
Shout out to Snowman. Y'all got ESP with each other, so I'm not surprised he's the second one to call you.
Yes.
But don't make it seem like we didn't tell you happy birthday.
He's my Sagittarian partner. No, I'm just saying. The reason Lonzo knows so much about it, he was alive and he lived through it. Like I lived through it. Like I said, I remember the first time I saw That Nigga Crazy on an 8-track cassette tape. Not a cassette, it's an 8-track tape that was in my father's car. And we couldn't hear the album, but we always would watch. Like my father would sit in the car and just laugh. And you're looking like, what's he laughing at? Then my brother and I and we found the 8-track tape, and we couldn't get out the car. We laughed so hard.
Man, I got one. The Dolomite.
Hold on.
So
I got one better than that. When Richard Pryor dropped That Nigga's Crazy, my partner and I was like 16. My partner was 17. He had an old Buick.
Mm-hmm.
The Buick, the car had a dead cell in the battery. Okay. So you couldn't sit there and listen to the radio without cranking the car up. But we also went to the swap meet and got a copy of That Nigga's Crazy. Went to the swap meet, got to That Nigga's Crazy, went to the dairy and got a half gallon of punch a piece. Okay. We could not let his brothers or sisters or my brothers or sisters hear us listening to That Nigga's Crazy. So we pulled into the garage, his mama's single car garage, and closed the door to listen to That Nigga's Crazy. And the car is running. And we in the car laughing our asses off, and we coughing at the same time. We thinking it's the punch. Okay? We in there in the car coughing, damn near ready to die. Okay? Listening to Richard Pryor, That Nigga's Crazy. We coughing and laughing, and realize, oh shit, we about to kill ourselves. Open the door.
They would have found y'all with y'all punch and thought y'all had
some. We'd have found our punch.
So that time,
happy the motherfuckers.
Applied to both of y'all, but
that's a true story.
And Alonzo, you can understand what I'm saying. We had my father had an 8-track, because a player in his car. He had a 68 fastback Chevy with a 4-speed, and he had That Nigga's Crazy. He had ABC by the Jackson 5. He had Patti LaBelle and LaBelle with Lady Marmalade on an 8-track. So when you put the 8-track in, you got to go from the 4 tracks and skip. But we saw my father. He would park in the driveway and not get out the car. But then you just see him laughing, and you're like, "What is he laughing to?" And then when you walk up to the car, he turn it down. What do y'all want?
Gosh,
your business.
None of your business.
That was a different time back then because parents had a sense of responsibility, and certain shit kids couldn't listen to.
I was gonna say that.
You weren't. That wasn't your thing. But yet, my father had all the Bill Cosby records from Wonderfulness, Bill Cosby, Right. What was the other one? He had all those Bill Cosby albums, and we could listen to those to death. So I used to memorize Bill Cosby stuff to think I was a comedian. Because Bill Cosby was close friends with my neighbor down the block, Mr. Brumsy Brand Jr. And he drew the comic Luther. I don't know if you guys got that on the West Coast, but it was a huge comic, first black syndicated comic in the newspaper.
I never was in the comic books.
Yeah, well, it was a comic. No, it was in the newspaper, like Beetle Bailey and all that stuff.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
His
like Charlie Brown.
Yeah. His was called.
I had to read encyclopedias as a kid. I didn't read comic books. I was a Catholic school kid. I had to read encyclopedias.
I had to read encyclopedias too.
I used
to big son of a bitch.
Here's the best part, Lonzo. So I can imitate Bill Cosby and do all his albums, but then I got Richard Pryor, and I was thrown out of church, thrown out of school, thrown out of. Where is he getting this language from?
Wow.
Hey. It is what it is.
I couldn't stop listening to Richard Pryor once I heard that nigga's crazy.
Yeah.
See, we tried pre-K right here. Catholic students, both of y'all Catholic students, and look where we are today.
Okay, so let's move along. You want to talk about Andre 3000's new album there, Bernadette?
Oh yeah, it's 12 minutes and 20 seconds long. It's the longest song because it's called shoot, I wish, let me see. What is it? The longest one before that was another song called by Tool called Fear Income, which was ranked back in 93. So Andre's song topped the charts with the Billboards, being that long, the longest song in the Billboards. And I think it's also a little controversy where people compared his sales versus today's rap artists. But his album is not a rap album to compare it to them, is it? He can't outsell rap.
People are stupid.
12 minutes long. That's not the
that's smart.
That's ever been on the chart. The longest running single on the Billboard chart was by Donna Summer called Love to Love You, Baby.
How long was it, Dre?
Excuse me?
How long was it?
It was almost 26, 27 minutes. Because you only have 33 and a half minutes on a piece of vinyl, if I'm correct.
No, sorry, Doc. Sorry. 33 and a third is a speed. You got 33 and 1/3 motions per minute. You only got 22 minutes of music totally on any vinyl product.
Right.
Whether it's an album or a 12-inch, you only got 22 minutes.
But I know because I just saw this Donna Summer special, and they said she had the longest, as far as time was, #1 hit on Billboard, "I Love You, Baby," because they kept editing it over. James Brown did stuff, but they made it an A.
It's not, but I'm saying the category that the song that Andre 3000 song is in is, I swear I really wanted to make a rap album, but this is literally the way the wind blew me this time, has broken the record for the longest song ever to reach the hot Billboard. And it's called, I guess, so, I guess the category is a rap album or something. And that shouldn't be in the right category, should it, if it's a rap album?
How long is Donna Summer's Love to Love You, Baby?
Here is
We got AI on Legendary Connect.
There were many versions of Love to Love You, baby. So that's when they extended it to the long version, and this was back in the disco era. That's what made it so long. And that's why they did 12 inches and they did them at 45 rather than just 33. So you had a wider groove and a deeper sound. It was one of my major discussions I had and disagreements with Rick Rubin and company, because I wanted to make original concept records at 45. And they were like, no, DJs will get confused. I said, no, they won't. It's just because I wanted the bass sound bigger.
Whoa. Oh, the chat is on fire. Dre, somebody did give you a shout out, and since you brought up Rick Rubin, Teddy Styles said happy born day to the Godfather of the Rolling TR-808 delayed kick drum.
Thank you.
So
Thank you.
You got a lot of happy birthdays. Happy birthday, Dre.
Thank you.
Love you.
Thank you again.
And somebody said Blowfish was sampled by, what song was that? It's a song where Cybertron has hip hop song called Clear that has sampled Blowflies. I'm sorry.
Clap.
Electric P.
Sold to your ass. Guys and girls, little maggots and faggots, gonna rap in your ear till your ass gets ragged. That was my
all this bleeped out. Bleep, 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 bleep.
That wouldn't bleep. That was the song. It was called Blowfly.
Ah, okay.
No, it's called Rap Dirty, was the name of the song.
Oh, a song called Who Did I Eat Last Night?
Yeah, that's kind of shit they did.
Yeah.
Rich, Red Fox would have albums like "Wash Your Ass," okay, yeah, with a donkey on the cover with it, holding his nose. Wash your ass, okay.
Yeah.
This thing, let your arms and pits go. You can let your ears go, but you always gotta wash your ass. I had that. That was a favorite.
Your favorite was "Wash Your Ass"?
Yeah, when we would DJ a party at a community center or at a Knights of Columbus or a St. Anthony's church spot, we would play like songs. You would play a slow song, and then to come back into the music, we would play like a Red Fox part, and people would start laughing, get something to drink, and then you come back and play like a moderate song to bring them back into the party, or you play an instrumental and keep playing the comedy part, and they would laugh, and then you go back into playing music because it was fun.
I like that. That's a party. That's a real party.
Yeah, it was fun.
Laugh and dance.
So you get dancing, you get comedy, and then we got caught for what we were playing, and some parents weren't too happy about,
Yeah, you were underage, right? I forget. That's it. So you got a lot of happy birthday Dre's and everything. Let's see. Eddie Murphy was okay. Eddie Murphy. Yeah, I think Dave said something about Eddie Murphy too. And Cybertron is classic. The chat is on fire. Thank you, chat. It was Human Tornado.
And you can only get it right here at Legendary Connects with, of course, Miss B, Mississippi, the Divine Connector.
Speaking of stories and history, did I tell y'all about I did mention my students that didn't know who David Banner was. I did not know Britney Spears was from Mississippi. We named all the Mississippi people.
No, Britney Spears, Louisiana. She's not from Mississippi.
I just heard what I said. She's from here.
I'm reading a book. She's from Louisiana.
But it is Britney, Dre, so I'm gonna leave that alone because it's Britney.
Okay, well, go pick up a book, and I guess she's lying on herself.
I think Justin was too. Yeah, she might be, because she might be.
Y'all get it mixed, on that third coast. Everybody kind of blends it all together, from Florida to Texas to Mississippi. Y'all start blending it.
It was on Wikipedia, and we fight with Wikipedia all the time to get the right Dre right, but you had love with Happy Birthday Dre with the other Dre over there, and I was like, okay, but I couldn't correct the person when they said Happy Birthday to Dr. Dre, so both of y'all get dual birthdays, I guess. Nate Dogg is from Mississippi.
The only closest person to my birthday would be Jay-Z. Jay-Z's born on the 4th, and I'm the 5th.
Yeah, I did. I think I saw that too. Luke.
Michel'le born on the 7th.
Michel'le's on the 7th.
Yesterday was her birthday.
That's history right there.
And a big shout out to my partner, my late great partner, Mr. Ozzie Gibson. We called him the Big O. He passed away, but his birthday is the 8th today. Yes.
Okay. Rest in peace and happy birthday to Michel'le. Is she what was I gonna say? I thought she was coming out with something new. Was she a book or something? Lonzo?
I don't know. I don't mess with her.
Well, she had a movie and a Lifetime special.
A movie. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Give credit
to Lifetime special.
Yes, she did.
Did already.
But I want to send a big shout out for everybody to get ready for the Color Purple on December 25th with Oprah.
Are we getting the check for that shit?
Excuse me?
Are we getting the check for that shit?
Are we going to check for it?
Are we getting the check? We promoting the shit now without getting the check?
Excuse me. I'm just promoting something coming up that's going to be.
Are we getting the check for it?
I'm going to check for
it. They get people money for that shit.
Let me see if they're in the chat paying. Okay.
You know what? This is how we're going to get the check. If we start talking about stuff.
No, they don't need us now. You know, we told our audience.
You know, you really become an extra.
I'm an extra. You damn right. Because I'm tired of working for free.
Well, then let's.
I'm just going to work for free.
And let's leave this stuff alone as we move right along to other.
Okay, hold on, Greg. Okay. Since y'all corrected me about Mississippi, folks, I'm just going to be spiteful and say there's no such thing as Chicago blues. Chicago blues is Mississippi blues people that went to Chicago and made a sound there. Now, be unhappy with me. Because somebody corrected me in the chat too, so I'm like, so there's no Chicago blues. It's Mississippi. I had tons of cousins, so
I can respect. I respect Mississippi for Medgar Evers alone. I really do, because the great Medgar Evers and what he stood for and what he was assassinated for. That's my big thumbs up to Mississippi. Is Medgar Evers.
Always. Oprah, we got Oprah too.
I thought Oprah was born in.
You better not. She's from Mississippi.
She is from Mississippi.
Yeah,
I wasn't certain.
Yeah, don't make them that.
Well,
and Snoop Dogg is too.
I got Mississippi love. My daddy's from Mississippi. Damn it.
Thank you. We doing a little better now.
That's why we call Miss B, Mississippi, the divine from the third coast.
That's right. Shout out to my cousin B and B.
Miss B, Mississippi. There it is.
The divine connector, making the connections.
Quick news is P. Diddy's in a big strain right now because the one and only 50 Cent, the troll of the trollers, and quite a few other people like Jaguar Wright, what's his name, from Buckwild Star, are going heavy on it. But 50's actually going to do a documentary about all the folks like in R. Kelly fashion that Diddy is connected to and that are coming after him, one after one after one. They got a beef that goes all the way back, way back before Diddy was a bad boy. And now, this is where you got to be careful. You got to be careful sometimes.
There's a whole lot of people I'd rather have on my ass than 50 Cent.
He's going
Tell me why. Why does he why does he have that place?
Because when he was coming up.
Wait, if I say because first, I got the right to talk. Then you can't because me.
Oh, don't
you because me. If I say because first, you can't because me.
You got a little attitude coming in.
What about because? Huh?
Go ahead, cuz you tell a story.
I'm just saying you overruling my because. I said because you come behind me and cut me off. You can't. That's not fair.
I apologize.
I because you first.
I really want to hear this, legends. I really want to hear.
Just saying. I had to because first.
I want to hear why, because he gets to just go off and nobody say nothing but his son to him. A 50 Cent son couldn't even get 50 cents. So please tell me.
I feel because of all the cats out in them streets that's claiming to do shit, 50 Cent is the only one that has ever handled his business and has proven himself to be a motherfucking not to be fucked with. Okay, he didn't came from the mud. Now he's in the ivory towers. He understands the streets. He understands the boardroom, and he know he's gonna tread just enough to get what he want done without getting himself caught up. And he's good at it. I read his book. He a bad boy. I got a lot of respect for it.
Dre?
Go ahead. You can encourage me now.
No, I'm not gonna interrupt you because I'm agreeing with you.
I'm done. That's how you do. You make your point and you be quiet.
We're going to get Biblical Fox.
You know what? Still is my birthday, and you still young enough that I could chase your ass better. You could chase my ass. Anyway, I agree with you. He has a very, very good book. New York Times bestseller, and he gave great advice in that book. I'm not going to give it to you. Go get the book on Audible. Go get the book and read it. Pay attention. 50 is 100%. Because he comes from that world, understands that world, and there's a lot of people faking and phony. There's another big rapper out there right now who's running around being very elusive because he got called on the carpet on his tough guy status. And he was imitating somebody who was actually incarcerated, and then they were released, and now he's backing it up and going, wait a minute, let me tell you, that wasn't really my story. From what I understand, allegedly.
Fat Joe?
You said it.
Oh, really? I thought he was just covering this stuff. He actually had it was on somebody else. Who did he imitate, and who is the person that was freed on their second chance, re-entering the world, about to get Fat Joe?
I'll leave that for your homework, Bernadette. You can lay it out. Yes.
Lonzo, who is he talking about?
I don't know the story. That's why I'm quiet right now. I don't know the story.
Yeah. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of things going on right now that a lot of folks are going to get checked really hard as we go into 24. So people better get their act together. Like, for example, the new latest thing, and Lonzo, you can tell me where the younger hip hop artists are attacking the legends and saying, we're tired of hearing about them. We're tired of their music. We're the real truth. We're the real hip hop. Stay out of the game with us. And everybody's getting to the point they're actually going out and starting to shoot at people.
Look, first of all, being shooting at people and killing people is not a part of hip hop. I don't know where they got that shit from. That was not a part of hip hop. That's some shit y'all induced into hip hop the last past 30 years to try to mesh this gang life with hip hop. The two are not related, and that's something because they never knew anything else. They don't know what Dre and I know. They never experienced. These niggas. They never lived. Had a peaceful life, lived in a peaceful environment, partying in a peaceful environment, trying to impress people with how bad they are. Look, when you have seen hip hop from the angles in which we've seen hip hop, when it was peaceful, it was fun loving, it was something to do, it was a form of entertainment and not a form of detriment and a form of death, then it's hard to accept anybody, especially a youngster, telling you what hip hop's supposed to be. That bullshit was something, even in the days of N.W.A, most of that, all that shit was made the fuck up. Okay? They was not who they said they was. That shit was made the fuck up. It was stories that other people told. And they'll tell you, they will report on the streets. They never said that shit. The media made that shit. Ain't nobody in the
your knowledge,
they
were microphone tough guys.
It's in the documentary where he was speeding up and down Wilshire in his Ferrari. And getting traffic warrants. I don't know him. I don't know him. I didn't have any other thing other than that. But that don't qualify you to be a killer. But again, why is being a killer associated with hip hop? I don't understand that shit. When did being a terror to your community become associated with hip hop?
That's what people gravitate to. That's why.
That's bullshit.
I have a full announcement for 2024, but not right now about music and all of this, because to me, this makes no sense. What does this have to do with music? What does this have to do with being an artist? And that's why I respect what Andre 3000 did. And he said, hey, I made what I wanted to make because this is what I felt. And to me, that's what's good about being an artist and making music. You don't have to follow and live inside the trend of whatever is. And that's why I give credit to Taylor Swift, who was the person of the year on Time Magazine. But now Kim Kardashian and what's his name, Kanye West or Ye or whatever, are all upset because she told in her Time interview when they tricked her on the phone and Kanye called her a bitch on his record, and she was so upset she left the country. But who has the last laugh right now? Who has the last laugh? Taylor Swift all day long. All day long.
Yeezy. I get it.
I'm sorry. Again, that whole scenario has no value to me.
And what does that got to do with the music?
Man, whole scenario has no value to me. I mean, look, man, it's just sad that we've allowed something that we created to be hijacked and weaponized against our entire community, man. And you know, it has no value. I saw an interview of the day, and the guy, I'm not gonna call his name because I don't want no problem out of him, because it don't make no sense. He was talking about how different gangs are not real, because if gangs are still real, we still have a bloodbath in America, in LA. I'm like, and what is that? How did that benefit anybody? How does that benefit anybody for us to have a bloodbath based on reality of gangs? Come on, man. We still doing the same thing they was doing 50 years ago. Now it's cool just to kill niggas. Come on, man. That don't make no sense to nobody but the fools getting paid off of it. It don't make no sense to glorify killing each other.
It seems to be a worldwide trend if you look at it from certain angles. And unfortunately, like I said, when are we going to put all that nonsense away, start communicating with each other, and bring the love back into the game? That's
love shit going here.
Bring back the love. I know you can't stand it, but hey, Lonzo, it's this simple and plain. I thank the universe and the gods of Most High, truth and compassion. I'm ready to be free, and I found my new faith. I choose love. I choose love. I choose love. Believe me.
You know what? I hear what you're trying to say, but that's like the packaging of defund the police. That ain't the right package to put this in. It ain't gonna sell like that. That ain't gonna sell like that. You can't tell folks that's starving, paying $5 a gallon for gas and all kind of other shit that love is, because nobody give a fuck about nobody. Ain't nobody loving nobody right now. Corporations don't love your ass. So how you gonna fight hate and greed with love?
This substitute teacher agrees. It's bad out there.
How do you do that?
From the fire of your vocal to the love in my heart and my soul, I will show you, my friend. I will show you. I will bring you the miracle. Sometimes they say you got to be the miracle to show the miracle. I'll take that stance. But I'm going to do it with love, bro.
I'm looking forward to it, Dre.
Hate does. I see what the anxiety and the anger does. And you just said 50 years and nothing changes. It's not a good look then. So maybe we need to do another way. Maybe we need to try see it a different way. Maybe we need to experience something else and put down all the negativity. And that's why I said I got to give Taylor Swift credit, because she could have easily gone and disappeared and never done anything else. But she fought and she put her stuff together. And she's the #1 artist and person of the year. So nothing but love to her for that. God bless her. Make it happen for us.
Hey, Dre.
Look, understand this. Like to say, okay, love don't nobody. And as long as money is the God that everybody's praying to, that everybody's trying to get to, love ain't got a shot in hell. They don't. The people that the money, don't give a damn about nobody but the dollar bill. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry
that's how
too.
I feel about it.
I'm sorry too, because I'm in the education system, and these kids do want to rap. They want to rap, but they are so disrespectful. So rap, whatever that we got right now, that's what we get in the classroom, and they aspire to become a rapper, but they can't do it without cussing or being explicit. And these are kids. Please make a change of love or whatever.
A wild lion tamer got a better chance. A wild lion tamer got a better chance of having a career, retire from his career than a rapper these days. You better off being a wild animal trainer than being a goddamn rapper trying to live to 65. Tell me, help me understand.
I'm gonna give it to you the way Donna Summer did it. I'm gonna just love to love you, baby. That's it.
Oh shit.
That's all I'm gonna do. That's all I'm gonna do.
It's crazy that what you said about the rappers not living to 65, Lonzo, doesn't even fade to kids. They still want to be exactly like these rappers.
24. A lot of them aren't living to 24.
Mm-hmm.
No, they're not.
11 and 12.
No, and don't bother them.
Right here in my small town, with the little one yellow blinking light, now the school has a airport metal detector going through. That's how I got inspired in the small town, Mississippi, and we've had some incidents, and so now, I guess they're very serious. That's the kind of rapper they want to be, the kind that's got to be.
Look, a city ain't a city unless niggas is dying in it. Oh man, you can't just come through here. We don't play that shit. Why not? Why can't come visit? Why you cutting off commerce? You cutting off relationships? You cutting off everything because you want to be a hard ass city? You can't let nobody in here to do what do you have that's so valuable? You can't share it with nobody. That don't make no sense, man. And only people who can come in there is the police to pick up the dead bodies, and the coroner, the police in the coroner pick up the dead bodies and the criminals. That don't make no sense, dude.
And now the emergency.
This is how people,
go in there and mess with you because you're shooting at them. So they say we'll wait till y'all
stop. This is how people. How to determine the type of town they have. Oh man, we hard. What? So what did that really do for you? How did that benefit you anyway? How is that economically beneficial for you to have a hard town or have a hard city where can't nobody survive but y'all? Can't nobody want to mess with y'all. Nobody want to come in there with y'all. The police don't want to mess with you, so you pretty much got you pretty much have what they call that the inmates running the asylum.
You're creating genocide in your community because the thing is, you don't have to complain to the white man. You don't have to complain to the police. You don't have to complain to anybody because they just sit back and let you take yourselves out.
Right. They pick up the pieces.
All they do is...
And then you ain't going to tell on nobody who done nothing. So, shit. Yeah. All they got to do is pick up the dead bodies and bury them. And here it got to the point right now, so many other people own the mortuaries. Man, you realize, man, don't get me started today. Don't get me started.
In the chat, me and Frank said there is an agenda. There is an agenda.
When you understand the death business, man, and how body parts are recycled, they find these places all over the place, arms, legs, hearts, livers, all kind of stuff. That shit is valuable. It was a movie I watched the other day, man. Some brothers, and basically they was working for it was a movie, but it makes you wonder. Just like they cloned Tyrone. It was a movie on Tubi. There was a brother, one of the brothers from The Wire. His job was he was working for some white folks who went to the hood, and the white folks needed body parts. They need different body parts. They needed livers and lungs and hearts, but they wanted young ones so they can get more money for them. The younger the hearts. Can I finish my story?
I was asking you a question.
Go ahead.
I said that with Forrest Whitaker. I want to make sure I'm watching the same movie because he did a movie. With what's his name? I think
different movie, but I'm just saying the whole concept was that because the recycling of body parts was so lucrative, they were putting out orders for people to go get killed. Different people. I need a young heart about 10, 12 years old or 30 years old, whatever the case may be. This blood type. Clint Eastwood had a movie like that where this guy shot this woman in the head so that his girlfriend or somebody could get the heart. So when you have people that's demonic like that will kill somebody else for their body parts, dude, you don't know what's going on in this world today, man. Come on, Doc.
Y'all heard about the donor card thing?
I took mine off. My partner told me if you have a donor card and you're in an accident, there's a high chance you ain't gonna make it. There's a high chance you ain't gonna make it.
Huh? They're not gonna resuscitate you.
You could have just broke your pancreas.
Hey. How old is he? Did he smoke? He didn't smoke. No, he didn't smoke. Did he drink water? He drank water. Oh, he got kidneys and lungs. Oh shit.
Heart.
He got a good heart too. Oh shit. When my dad died, man, my dad was 70-something years old when he died. He wasn't even cold yet. And they was did he have cataracts? We could use his corneas. We can't use his lungs. We can't use you can give somebody else life. Every time they do that, somebody else get paid, man. Somebody else get paid. The person that goes to the hospital or the morgue, snatch that heart out, he get paid. The one that put it in the new chest, they get paid. But the family don't get a dime. You can't sell your body parts. Everybody, it is almost like fucking it's almost like college football. Everybody gets paid on the field except for the players. Okay? Now they get paid, but I'm gonna say at one point in time, as you very well know, up until recently, you bust your ass to play football for the college. Coach get paid, school get paid. You can't make a dime. If you take any money from anybody, any boosters, anything else, you stand to lose your scholarship, and you could be damn near a criminal because you got a suit for the prom or some shit. Now they got the NIL, they don't make money now. But going back to this program right here you are, your family is grieving, and you can save a life. Your loved one is already gone, so you can help somebody else's family avoid this pain by donating the heart. Okay, fine. They're gonna snatch the heart out. Somebody gonna get paid for that shit. Heart gonna get put in. Lungs
That's
gonna get
the legal side. That black market out there don't ask. The black market don't ask.
Family don't get a quarter. Okay,
they snatch.
And sometimes folks in the corner office got side deals. Come on, get these lungs. I guess. Huh?
You know what the new thing they're doing now is, and they're experimenting on it, and it's starting to work, where they're taking pig hearts and other animals and switching and putting in you.
What if you're Muslim? Can you get a pig heart?
Yeah.
What if you're Muslim? Yeah, Muslim. Right. You want to eat the baby, you take a pig heart.
If you
come on, man, you're not big bullshit.
Look, if you're not ready to see Allah,
if you Muslim, they tell you if you Muslim and they tell you you're gonna put a pig valve or a pig, you finna check up out of here. A real Muslim.
No Wilbur.
Yeah.
Okay.
No Porky.
But you know what? No one knows what they're gonna do till you start, stumbling and your heart's hurting real bad. They say, yeah, we listen that valve, but if you don't want it, we'll just take your heart, what you drop, and we'll put it in the heart and put it into somebody who's not Muslim. They'll do that too.
But y'all think we have disparities where they're like Q, when Denzel was in the movie Q, where will we really be on the list that high up? Maybe with a pig, I guess, but I don't know. I hope they don't go that way.
If you really want to check a movie out, and this is a 70s movie done in 1973, it was with Charlton Heston and Edward G. Robinson. It was called Soylent Green. And the movie all talked about, it talked about how our food was all tainted. And I just watched it recently. And you know what year the movie Soylent Green was talking about?
What year?
2024. I tripped because they found out, what Charlton Heston found out after he was investigating a case, is that they were killing, when the people would die, they would put them in this thing, through this warehouse and this thing, and then they would take the body parts, and then you were just eating a body, and they had like Soylent Blue, Soylent Red, Soylent Yellow, but Soylent Green, everybody went crazy for it because it was nothing but human parts. And the thing is, to watch the movie, it's so scary because Charlton Heston got a steak and he brought it back to Edward G. Robinson. He said, "Oh my God, is this meat?" And he was like, "Yeah." "Oh my God, cook it." And they cooked it, and the smell went through the building, and people were losing their minds because he had a piece of meat, and he had a jar of grape jelly, and he just tripped. He was like, "Yo, I haven't had food like this ever," because they were eating body parts. Soylent Green. At the end of the movie, Yelling to the people, Soylent Green is people.
Hey, Dre, you probably make a good 6-piece. You make a good little meal, goddamn it.
Oh my God.
Happy Meal like a motherfucker.
We need to make a pack now.
Don't be over there talking about me, man.
Make a pack.
I'll make a whole
Do
new
not
roster.
eat me if we
I'll
get
make
stuck.
a whole new roster.
Shit.
You get you some Soylent Blue, some red, and I'll get you some Soylent Green with some syrup.
Shit.
Lord. Everybody need to have that talk.
You know, phone Dre's ass. Anyway, that you about to be lunch. Like a 2-piece.
I got the legs. I'm skinny all the way. Skinny.
2-piece in the biscuit.
I don't have no bones. No meat on my bones.
Look at you. Okay.
Nah. My legs will get me in trouble. My legs will get me in trouble, though.
See? There you go. All right, folks. Ain't my time to wrap up? Huh?
Nobody was nasty today.
What's that?
Nobody. Nobody was nasty
I'm trying
today.
to be good. We got company. You got company watching. I don't want people to get the wrong impression.
But y'all, I understand why y'all like that now because of what y'all listened to and y'all comedy was talking about who did I eat last night or whatever.
Yeah, that's the shit we would. But understand this. Understand this. Let me say this. One thing about that shit was around. Okay, that shit was around. If you got caught with it, you got your ass whooped. If you was a kid and got caught with that shit, you got your ass whooped. If you got caught at the door listening to grown folk shit, you got your ass whooped. All right. If you went to the store to try and buy it, you couldn't buy it. You get run out the store. There's a difference. It's a big difference. They would run your ass out the record store if they thought your ass to listen to Richard and Willie or Skillet Leroy or Red Fox or anybody else. And it was a different time where there was a line between grown folk stuff and kid stuff. Kids did not participate in grown affairs. Even your mom and daddy was arguing, they ran your ass out the goddamn room. And then in your damn business. Nowadays, you got kids testifying for the mama or the daddy on their basic bullshit. Don't get me started.
True. I can tell you about drug week when all my kids told me who mom and daddy did drugs. And I was like, no, drug awareness is not that. My mama smoked weed. I was like, oh gosh. And one was my cousin. Oh, oops. So anyway.
Before we check out, I was thrown out of 7th grade health class because I did the Richard Pryor routine from Live in Concert when he talked about when he was giving a woman an orgasm. And I stood up and did that. And they said, that's it, to the principal's office. And I proved to the principal that I just didn't make it up, that I got that from Richard Pryor. And they said, well, technically, you shouldn't be repeating that in your health and wellness. I said, well, he was talking about orgasms. And I said, well, what's an orgasm? And that got me off the hook. I said, I was just doing the routine, and people laughed.
But that was for sex education, Dre. Wait. That was sex education?
Yeah, it was a routine.
Say it again, Lonzo.
They talking about orgasms. We talking about orgasms. Human biology.
Dre, see? Is that the Catholic school too?
Hey, it's about time for us to roll out of here, folks.
Once again, another great legendary connect.
What Catholic school you go to, Dre?
Say it again.
All right, folks. You went to Catholic school too, right?
No, man. I was in public school. I got thrown out of all stuff. I told you when I started Red Fox and Richard Pryor, after I moved from Bill Cosby to that, I got tossed.
Okay.
Got kicked out.
I was saying the same thing.
Bye, y'all.
Next to roll out of here, folks. All right, baby. We're out of here, folks. Much love to you, folks. Thank y'all for watching. See y'all next week. Dre, see you next week, Doc.
See you. It's still birthday. I'll let you know.
Hey, bye-bye.